New Thought Tuesdays with Rich Smith and Dean Regan. Happy Tuesday. Hey, folks, what if we told you that the answer to more clarity, more peace, more success isn't found in doing more, but in doing less? Doing less and grind. Today, we're talking about doing less and taking on some of the premise of Greg McCune in his book.
Hey, doing less, and I work with my peeps. That's a tough thing to do less. You always feel like you're not doing enough. You need to do
And,
more.
and you go to the farm belt. The more we do, the more we do, the more deserving we are, the more valuable we are, the more profitable we are, the more
Yeah.
is linked with doing. And that's not what we're talking about today.
It was, I think it was T. Harv Eker who taught me thoughts lead to uh, feelings, lead to emotions, lead to creating. And I believe that that's the thing when you're manifesting, that's the thing that manifests the easiest is when you get the emotion and the feeling for what you want. Because you can think in your mind, we always say thoughts become things, right? So you think a thought, oh, that becomes a thing. No, it's the emotions and the feelings that you put into it that allow that thing to come in. And
Yes.
that's where the faith and the belief comes in. And you have a
Yeah.
lot of faith, like I believe that this is going to happen for me, and I believe in my success. And
Well,
so,
the actual phrase I think should be thoughts fueled by feelings become things.
sure.
But thoughts become things. It's a lot easier. But you're absolutely right on the money. That idea of thoughts fueled by feelings become things. And a lot of times in our culture, we have shared with each other the judgment of do more to get more. First off, getting more is really big in our culture. The United States of America, prosperity consciousness, consumerism, collect more, get more playing things on the monopoly board. That's a big thing on the culture, and that's all fine and good. What we're focused on today is, what are your divine desires? Are you clear about the divine desires? And if you're using your divine desires like oh, well, maybe, oh, well, maybe, oh, well, what if then it's really not a divine desire. It's based in more in fear. So we're talking about simplifying instead of, just consider, if you would, instead of the idea of doing it the way you always have, perhaps, and trying to do more in order to get more. Take a look at the truths that we talk about, that there is infinite abundance. There's not infinite abundance if you do an infinite amount of stuff. There's just infinite abundance. I come from a place in my life. This is Dean Regan's most excited thing to talk about, because this is Dean Regan's biggest Achilles heel. I don't do simplicity very well.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm I'm so thrilled to be here to talk about it and work through it in my own self, that sense of staying focused on that which you truly desire and trusting in an infinite intelligence and using that trust to bring it forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have to do more because infinite intelligence, God, divine presence is already doing it. It's just doing it in and as and through you. And so, for me, what I teach in my infinite filmmaker teachings is that you're always co-creating with the divine. You are co-creators of your life. You're not just trying to make things happen. They are happening in the mind of the infinite. You're just allowing them to happen through you. And your thoughts, your beliefs, and like we said, your actions contribute to the unfolding of your personal life's movie, the movie of your life that you're living. It's always unfolding, it's always unfolding in perfect order. And yet we're trying really hard to make it happen when it just will happen. It does happen. It naturally happens to you. You plant an acorn, I always use this example,
Yes.
into the ground and you water it, nurture it, and you're going to get a mighty oak tree. It doesn't try to like, I've got to grow. It just does. And so the same thing with us, that if we just allow infinite intelligence to create through us in harmony with peace and joy, our life would be so much easier. And I sometimes I don't practice what I preach.
Welcome to the world, it would
Yeah.
appear, Rich. Well, it's that thing about, as we've talked about it before, that mighty oak, that seed, you also don't go in and dig it up to see how it's doing. There's a sense of, I got this, great, I put it in, I planted the seed, got enough water, enough light, enough care. I trust that it's going to come up. I look at it and then when I see it come up, I give thanks for it. That little thing. Oh, look. Oh, it's come. Oh, yes. I'm trusting. And then it's coming into fruition. And I am just demonstrating. I am appreciating. I am thrilled about it. I bring that feeling tone into the appreciation for this mighty oak tree, which is still not happening. But I'm not saying, well, there's that thing, that green thing coming out of the ground, but it's not a mighty oak tree. So I'm just going to give thanks when it becomes a mighty oak tree. We use that feeling tone of appreciation and that recognition of what we are accomplishing or achieving, our divine desires unfolding, whether that it be in the creative arts industry or any area of life and living, in education, in trial law, in homemaking. There's a book that I did bring up briefly. I've read this a number of times, and I've also listened to it, which is unusual for me. But I really like this book. It's by Craig McEwen. It's called Essentialism. And McEwen talks about the discipline and the pursuit of less, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. So whatever you're doing, focusing on not scattershotting your energy all over the place to maybe try and hopefully guess you'll try to get it. Maybe focus on that which is really moving to you, really meaningful to you, and allow everything else to move away. One of the things for those of us that like to do a lot of different things, one of the things that I focus on is a resounding yes. If I look at something and I have something come into my life or something comes to mind and it's a resounding yes, if it's a resounding yes, if it feels good, if it's like, oh, that just feels wonderful, and it continues to feel that way the next day, that's a direction I move into. And if it's not that kind of a resounding yes, it becomes a resounding no. It's like, nope. Thanks very much. No. As you look into in cultural and psychology, some of our most successful folks spend most of their time saying no, even to the things that it would be polite to say yes to. Focusing your energy on just being simple in your life. And deeply apply that to your daily life by embracing that simplicity and allowing ourselves to just clear out the clutter. And that clutter, it's mentally, it's emotionally, it's spiritually. And focusing on that which is most meaningful to us. That brings a simplicity into our experience. And it does bring a simplicity into my experience. And I'm constantly going back to that spiritual practice of simplicity.
Which is what?
Well, simplicity to me is choice. It all comes down to basically we have choice. And so if I'm choosing to do everything, I, as a mature gentleman, recognize that I'm not going to get to do everything from a human standpoint. I focus on that which is most meaningful to me, and I keep it simple. And that's when I can go back to the meditation and like, oh, okay, I'm aware that my brain wants to go in all kinds of directions. Okay, I bring my attention back to my breath. or I'm in prayer. Today, prayer was about praying for other people. I just keep it simple, not a, oh, this is what Dean wants. This is what Dean wants. Just praying for others in my reading and studying essentialism, essential
Yeah.
earnest.
Yeah. To me, that's all mental. I usually go right to my spiritual practices, my connection with the divine. So when I'm pushing too hard and something's not happening and I keep pushing, get frustrated, I just have to go back to my understanding that I'm working with an unlimited power and presence. There's no mistakes in the universe. There's no accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is happening in alignment for my highest good, through spiritual law, the law of attraction. When I think about, I bring about, so so I go right to my teachings that
Well, and I
my
and I
life's
love
a movie.
I love how you're distincting that out, because as I'm expressing it, yes, as I'm expressing it, that feels very thought, mental. And as I'm talking about the spiritual practices, those awarenesses are what bring me to a lot of us, perhaps there are some out there that can relate to this. There's a lot of mental stuff that can go on during the day.
Mm.
These practices absolutely bring me back to the principles, back to my faith, back to that feeling of faith.
Yeah. It's spiritual truth. I go back to the spiritual truth, not the truth that I have in my own mind. Just got to be, got to do, got to think, whatever that saying is that you say.
Yeah.
I don't got to do anything. The spiritual truth is everything in my life is unfolding in perfect order. There are no mistakes. And, part of that larger story that's unfolding in my life just unfolds naturally when I allow it to. And so for me, it's just getting back to my connection with the divine. Everything's mental, but everything's also spiritual. And I go back to the spiritual practices. Life is happening through me, not to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the co-director of my life's movie.
Yeah.
Every scene's being crafted by my thoughts and beliefs and expectations. And when I shift my mindset, so I have to just go and stop, just stop doing. Just stop doing and allow. And then trust that the universe is taking care of me, watching my back, guiding me,
Yeah.
protecting me. And then I start to feel really good. And when I feel really good, it opens me up to really good things happening in my life. When I'm feeling really stuck and I got to get this done, it's not happening. Why isn't this happening for me? Why is this happening to me? It's like, no, it's not happening to me. Everything is happening through me, and it's all divine. It's all perfect, whole, and complete. You know.
If you go down to my office, you'll see a big whiteboard up there that says living in concert with simplified success.
That's cool.
Living in concert with simplified success. And speaking of stuff that's cool, we're about to move into the inner circle. For those of you who do not know what the inner circle is, well, first off, thank you sticking with us for a full 15 minutes on the social media. That's, oh my God, that's a lifetime for most people who are scrolling. But we're waiting for you right here. We have a program called the Inner Circle that goes right after this live stream, where we dive more deeply into the topic of the day. And today we're going to be talking about engaging truth, engaging trust, engaging wisdom in this approach to simplicity. And so we are going to encourage you to go to newthoughttuesdays.com. If you'd like to find out more about the inner circle, please click on I'd like to be reminded, and we'll send you an email about New Thought Tuesdays. And then if you go to scroll farther down, you can click on Interview with Rich to see if joining the inner circle would be a good match for everybody. and we'd love to have you. If it's a good match for you and it's a good match for us, we'd love to have you here in the inner circle. So that's www.newthoughttuesdays.com.
Great. And before we leave, I want to leave you with the thought: trust in the flow, trust in the process, and apply, and that allows every scene in your movie to unfold in perfect order. So trust, guys, trust in the flow, trust in it, and let go, let go, let God.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll see you in the inner circle.
We're in there.
Take care.